What's up everyone? In this video, we're going to be going over some realistic Palantir price targets for the next couple of years. We're going to be looking at exactly what the Palantir CEO had to say about Palantir's expected revenue and growth for the coming years. We're going to take that data and see what price targets we can get out of it. So, looking at the Seeking Alpha article, we can see that Alex Karp, which is Palantir's CEO, guided an annual revenue growth of at least 30%. Okay? At least 30% for the next 4 years. So that's pretty big, right? 30% annualized revenue growth is a lot, but then again, Palantir is a growth company and we're expecting a lot of revenue growth. So if we head over to the growth stock calculator, let's say we did, let's say in the bear case, let's say there was only a 20% revenue growth, and let's say ultimately Palantir only traded at a price to sales ratio of 6, which right now Palantir is trading at a price to sales ratio of 18.6, right? But let's just say in the base case, let's say Palantir grew as the CEO expected, which is 30%. And let's say Palantir traded at a price to sales ratio of 7. And like I said, right now Palantir is trading at a price to sales ratio of 18.6. So these are still kind of conservative numbers depending on how you look at it. Let's say we look at the bull case. Let's say the revenue growth was 35% annualized and Palantir traded at a price to sales ratio of 10. If we did calculate, we can see that the price you should be paying to get a 10% return on Palantir every single year, the base case is $12.37, bear case is $7.11, and the bull case is $21.34. So Palantir's not at a bad level right now. I've been buying Palantir and I will continue to buy them and I'm going to hold them for the long term, but it all depends on what your assumptions are. Some people might be expecting Palantir to grow at an annualized revenue growth rate of 35%, and instead of trading at a price to sales ratio of 10, maybe you're expecting Palantir to trade at a price to sales ratio of, let's say 14. Let's say we made that adjustment. That would take the bull price target from $21.34 to $29.88. And I want to clarify something really quickly. These are not price targets for the next 4 years or 5 years. These are the prices you would have to pay for Palantir today to get a 10% return every single year for the next 5 years. So take that however you want, but it all depends on what your assumptions are. I'm somewhere in the middle, and I've been buying Palantir, and I like them for the long term. They have a lot of growth potential. If we look at their, you could say their business update for the full year of 2021, this was posted on February 17th of 2022. But we could see in 2021, they had a total revenue growth rate of 41%, which is quite a bit. Their U.S. commercial revenue grew by 102% just alone. Overall, their commercial revenue grew by 34%. Of course, their government revenue growth was pretty impressive too, but they're growing. They have a lot of potential. I know there was a lot of hype with Palantir, back when they first IPO'd on the market. Like if we go to the TA dashboard and let's say we go to Palantir, we could see back in January and February of 2021, obviously there was a lot of hype with it, right? And that's when everyone was talking about it. But keep in mind, when everyone's hyping one stock up and everyone's talking about one stock, usually that's not the time to buy. You want to be buying when no one's talking about it, because normally that's when the best deal is. So it's I can just tell, like I said, back in January and February of 2021, you just heard Palantir all day, every day for months straight, right? And the stock was at $30 to $35 at the time. Now Palantir is at $14 and not as many people talk about it. So that's another bullish sign to me. When you have the crowd hyping one stock up, normally you want to stay away from that one. So I like how everyone's kind of dying down with Palantir right now because it's giving me a good opportunity for the long term. But overall, if we go back to some of Palantir's metrics, we can see that Palantir's revenue has been consistently growing. In the third quarter of 2019, they had revenue of $190 million. In the most recent quarter, they had a revenue of $433 million. They've been cash flow positive for the past couple of quarters. Overall, they're looking pretty good. Overall, is it a safe company or is it a very safe investment? Absolutely not. Like if you're looking for a safe investment, check out like gold, silver, and the S&P 500. But if you're willing to take some risk and you're looking for a growth company, it's not a bad play. I own them. I also own a lot of other growth stocks, and ultimately these price targets just depend on what your assumptions are. Like if we wanted to get a lot more specific, we can go over to the value calculator, but it's just not appropriate for Palantir at this point in time, in my opinion, because there's going to be so much, there's going to be a lot of fluctuations with their profit margins, free cash flow margins, price to earnings, and all that stuff, where I would rather keep it simple, because a lot of times successful investing is a lot simpler than a lot of people think it is. But overall, taking whatever your assumptions are can get you the price that you need to pay for Palantir today. I've been buying it up, like I said. Looking at Palantir's stock chart, it's been all over the place. It's been a roller coaster, and I am expecting this stock to continue to be a roller coaster for the next couple of years probably. It's a growth company. That's just what happens with growth stocks, Like if you're looking for like a nice, safe investment, check out Coca-Cola. But for these hype plays, you just gotta be prepared for that volatility. But looking more at Palantir, we can see that right now it's at like $14. There's a gigantic support level right at 10. There's also a lot of other support levels sprinkled in between 14 and 10. If we zoom in a little bit, we can see we have support at $13.50. Palantir like bounced off of this level multiple times over the past couple of weeks, so keep an eye on $13.50. I feel like that'll be a pretty good level. After $13.50, we have 13 and then $12.50 and 12, but really keep an eye on $13.50. It bounced off that level quite a bit in the past, and it looks like we're heading towards it right now. In terms of resistance, we do have resistance at $15, and there's another resistance level right around 17. Those are the next two major levels in my opinion. There's also a little bit more resistance right around 18 and like 20, but 15 is the next major one. But yeah, overall, it's going to be a wild ride with this company over the next couple of years. It's a company I like. It all depends on, like, let's say you were like very, very bullish on Palantir, and let's say you thought that their revenue was going to grow by an insane number, like 40% annualized for the next 5 years. And then, like, let's say you had a price to sales ratio of like 16. You can pay, okay, that's an insane price target. That's like, that means you could pay anything under $40 to get a 10% return every single year on this one. But, I think realistically, Palantir's at a good level. It's right around 14. I've been buying it over the past couple months, so I think it's going to be pretty good. And what's really cool about Palantir, unlike most of these other stocks, is like, let's say you're looking at Zoom or Apple or Microsoft or anything like that. If you wanted to sell options, you need a lot of money to do so. Palantir, you really don't. Like, Palantir's at 14 right now. You can sell put options on this one for like $1,200 or so. Like if you wanted to, you can sell the 12 strike put option for May. You can get paid $51 cash today. If Palantir is below $12 on May 20th, you buy 100 shares at $12, and that's a decent setup. Selling puts on Palantir is a pretty smart idea in my opinion. Of course, as long as you're willing to hold the shares, but overall, I'm very excited for this one. Also, if you're looking to see your own, I guess you could say, price targets with any stock, check out that first link in the description down below. Our dashboard just got an insane update. It's very customizable now. We have 2 different themes. You can basically look at anything you can possibly imagine for any company. You can compare these charts however you want. You can look at the annual basis, the quarterly basis. You get full access to the company's financial statements. You can highlight certain rows, which is awesome. Like I said, we have 2 different themes, which is great. Also, we have a quarterly view for the statements as well. You can see how the company looks on the TA dashboard, which is pretty awesome. We have the price target calculator like we were just saying, but overall, it's an amazing, amazing tool, especially if you plan on trading over the long term. The link for that will be in the description down below. Besides that, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you're new, don't forget to subscribe.